Hello everyone and welcome back to Satisfactory. Today we are going to get started with new power generation with oil. Welcome back. Alright, so first things first, we are going to not do oil. We are going to go look at the new holiday stuff because I think we've got a couple more days of things unlocked that we can do, and that is probably what we are going to start with. I would assume 8 indeed. There we go.
This data cartridge enables the third pair of Fixmas Mabtree branches to be unlocked. There is a chance you are doing this because you enjoy the seasonal event for some reason. There is also a chance you are simply doing this to annoy me. I wish for you to know that, in either case, you have disappointed me.
Well, I think we all know it's the second one. Okay, let's go ahead and research this, and then we can get down here.
Oh, joy. The tree is fancier now. Well done. Unfortunately, you are only halfway there. More appropriate ornaments made with iron and copper can now be created in the foundry. When I say more appropriate, I am referring to the usage of factory materials as a subtle reminder of your purpose on this planet, and the fate of all of humanity resting on your shoulders, of course.
Of course. Anyways, I realized we didn't actually get this Fixmas gift tree yet, so let's go see if we actually have the baubles for that. I think last time I was just queuing up a bunch of bauble crafts over here, so theoretically, yeah, we do have 200 red ones already available, so we can actually just go ahead and complete that. Oh, also, there's gifts under there now. I did not touch this tree. That tree just updated. I think once you get that research, it just kind of updates the tree, which is actually kind of nice. Okay, cool. Anyways, yeah, let's go get some more, what is this, foliage? Tree branches? Yeah, sure, that's the one. And we'll just let that craft in the background and come back every once in a while. It's not even a smelter recipe. This one's an assembler recipe. Oh, and there's also 37 candy canes in there. I guess I was just making those in the background. Okay, anyways, we're just going to make a bunch of tree branches for now, and we'll come back to this later. And yes, that does mean I'm going to have to wander around and pick up presents again. Although I do have a whole bunch, I don't think it's going to be enough. All right, let's actually see what we are going to need for the rest of these. We're going to need iron and copper ornaments, probably. 3 blues and 3 iron gives you 1 in a foundry? Okay, well, I think we actually have that already, do we? Yeah, we have 200, right? Yep. And then this one over here on this side takes 50, so that's actually enough to do that. So, sure. Yeah, now the real question is, do I just have iron ingots laying around anywhere? I mean, I guess I could go to my furnaces here, but still. 150 of you, 100 of you. Unfortunately, we are going to have to come over here and restock this with iron, so I guess I'll keep that in my inventory as a reminder. Okay, yep, manually crafting all the Christmas stuff. Wouldn't have it any other way. Also, I think the next one is day 14, is that correct? Indeed, day 14, and it is currently the 12th, so this will be the last Christmas stuff we're doing this week. That makes sense. Okay, anyways, what were we doing? Oh yes, oil power. Now, I know we have petroleum power right here. I don't know if we're going to need fluid packaging. That might actually be really nice, and we probably just have this on hand anyways, so maybe we will just do this. But let's start with petroleum power, because I know we have this. All right, 200 plastic, 200 rubber. I brought 400 of each over. We're going to need 100 encased steel beams, and we're going to need 100 motors. The real question is, do I have these in the just random drop boxes that I have over here, because I keep just putting random garbage in these? Surprisingly, no. All right, off to the steel area. You know, honestly, it might be time to start getting some hyper tubes just kind of going everywhere. Specifically to coal power over there, the Petroleum area, and also steel. I probably won't do a hypertube that goes all the way to oil, because that's a little far away, and I feel like that's the kind of thing that you probably want to use a train for. So maybe we'll end up setting up a train at some point. But today the goal is going to be petroleum power and updating the iron setup so I can actually have modular frames for once. Yes, I still craft them by hand. Yes, it's still annoying. Also, haven't checked on the motors in a while. I bet we have a pretty good stockpile. Actually, by the amount of rotors on the belt, I bet we have a lot. Yeah. Alright, anyways, 100 encased steel beams and 100 motors, and now we have our petroleum power. That was easy.
Milestone reached. It is my honor and privilege to inform you that the fuel-powered generator, as well as the industrial fluid buffer, are now available. Due to a lack of gold in your sector, Petroleum will serve as a suitable replacement to construct the fuel-powered generator.
Oh.
Your research into this element was valuable. In fact, you in particular are my most valuable pioneer, but don't tell the others I said that. It would be bad for morale.
You know, I don't think I believe you. I really don't. But anyways, we have power with petroleum, at least I think. It might actually just be fluid powers. But anyways, let's take a look. What can we actually get? Now, it did say there was like an industrial, like, fluid buffer. Oh, yeah. 2,400. Dang! Okay, you know what? I might want to swap out my little one with this big one. Mostly because it doesn't cost modular frames, but also because it's bigger. Anyways, fuel-powered generator. Takes motors, takes some components we already have, Caterium wire, 250 megawatts, and always generates power at the set clock speed. Shuts down if requirements aren't met. Interesting. Okay, so that means we are going to have to figure out a way to... Well, actually, we need to figure out what it consumes first. I don't know, does it take straight-up oil? Does it take the heavy byproduct? Does it take that fuel stuff that I haven't made yet? I'm not sure. So let's go grab some motors and build one. You know what? I was literally just over here, and I thought, maybe I should get some more motors. And then didn't do it. Yep, pretty large, as expected. Looks like it has a fluid input, and just a fluid input. That does kind of make sense. What are we looking at here? I have no idea. What does this thing take? Great question. Consumes fuel. So is that like, is fuel just a thing? Ah, it is. Okay, so this is what is consumed for. Okay, now the real question is, we have 2 recipes, and I think there was actually a 3rd recipe that I could have gotten, but I chose copper alloy ingots last time. Maybe I should have looked into this before I chose that, but here we are. We're definitely going to want to go with probably this recipe. I will do this, and we'll just have this go into the buffer, right? Because eventually the plastic and the rubber are going to fill up, and then we're not going to have anything to do with this. Or maybe I just send all of the byproducts of the plastic and rubber factory into fuel creation and then just bottle it up and store the bottles, because that's what I could use for my jetpack, because that will eventually shut off, right? So I don't want to have my power rely on that. But if we do this one, because I know we got plenty more oil veins over there, we can have a straight up fuel generation, and we get also the polymer resin, which we can recycle back into more plastic and more rubber, which then gets us more fuel. Actually, no, this is residual rubber. It doesn't give us more. Okay, never mind. So we just have to pump some water in. But that can be done. Okay, you know what? That makes sense. Let's go gather up a whole bunch of materials and let's just head over to the oil area. Now, I know for a fact I'm probably going to have to come back multiple times because my inventory is not big enough to carry all this stuff that I need. So I could try to build a hyper tube that goes all the way over there. I also did see a comment in one of the episodes that said try stacking a bunch of the hypertube launchers next to each other. I mean, I'm tempted to try it just to see what happens, you know? I don't know. Maybe I'll try that. But also, let's see. If we want to do fluid packaging, is this going to be useful? Pretty cheap. I could totally do this. But also, we have to wait about 5 minutes. And also, what about logistics 4? Get a truck, built-in crafting bench, 48 slots. That actually might be nice to have just to carry things around. But also, we get Mark IV conveyors. Don't know how you make those, unfortunately. I would assume some kind of rubber and maybe like the encased steel beams and modular frames. That actually would probably make sense. 480 items, that's pretty good. But also, I don't think we have minor Mark IIIs available for research anywhere, so you know, I don't think that's too big a deal. So yeah, I'm going to stop yapping. I've been yapping for too long. Let me go get a bunch of equipment, and we'll head over. All right, well, I got a bunch of equipment. Am I forgetting something? Yeah, I'm going to have to run back here anyway, so whatever. Okay, let's head out. Oh, wait, I was going to do the hypertube thingy. Should we just try that, just for fun? I mean, we might as well. So apparently we're supposed to stack a bunch of entrances next to each other? You know, if I had to guess, I bet this just launches you. Okay, and it looks like you do actually need to have the pipes connecting them, maybe? Okay, so that might work. We go entrance, buffer, entrance, buffer, entrance, buffer. Let's see what happens here. I suspect this will just shoot me. I feel like that shot me a lot faster than just one did. I guess we could test that. Oh yeah, that definitely shoots you a lot further. Okay. Interesting. So I bet you could make some, like, pioneer rail guns, so to speak, with this kind of thing. Oh, dear. Alright, well, whoever said that in the comments, what have you done? I'm not going to touch this for a little bit, because if I do, I'm never going to stop. So we're just going to take this apart. We're going to remember this is a thing, and we're going to go work on something that has, you know, that we're actually supposed to work on. Oh, right. And I was going to go ahead and stop over at some of these crashed ships on the way. I know we have this one marked, and it's right there. So I'm going to parachute over there, and we're going to see how high up the new jetpack can go. Alright, so it does give you more time to work with, so that is good. I can actually get up here, which is good, but it's not as jetpacky as I thought it would be, but that's okay. Alright, let's see what's in here. We need reinforced steel beams. Yeah, already got that. Don't mind if I do. Oh, ow.
Freighter records indicate this comes from the past, which is normal.
Thank you for that insight. That was incredible. Oh, also, heavy modular frame right there, I think. Did I even pick that up? I have no idea. I can't see because of all these stupid plants everywhere. I should have brought my Nobelisk. Oh. I should have grabbed that. Also got some more iron over here. I have a feeling we're going to need to be tapping into this iron over here at some point, because I bet we're going to have to set up a factory over here for the 2 components in the top right. Guarantee you we're going to be needing those soon, and I probably will want to work on those sooner rather than later, so I'm not sitting around waiting. But you know what? We're just going to wait a little longer. All right, and here we are back at Plastic Land. Got a whole bunch. Oh wow, we actually have quite a lot, and I bet this thing is full again if I had to guess. That's crazy. Let's go ahead and look for another oil. I'm pretty sure there's one like just right down here. Yep, it's literally right here. Sweet. And there's also one right there, and we got some kind of space somewhere. Well, not really. We don't have a whole lot of space, and I don't want to ever build over the water because water is actually really nice. It is flat, and I mean, I could build up top. Tempting. Very tempting. This is a normal, and I think this one was actually impure. Is that right? Yes. Okay, so let's go with the normal to start. We can maybe tap into both. Not really sure. But also, let's just go ahead and build a refinery and just see the conversion rates on these guys, because I don't actually know. Now, we're not going to do residual yet. That's going to go into jetpack, so let's just do normal. It is 60 a minute, and that makes 40 per minute, and I would assume fuel generator, I don't actually know how much this takes. It doesn't really say. I'm not sure. Okay, you know what? Let's just tap into this node, make as much as we can, and we'll figure it out after, I guess. That's always the hardest part, is figuring out where to put things, you know? Maybe I do just want to pump it out that way. You know what? Let's just do that. Let's just pump it, and we'll just run a pipe. We can go next to this pipe, and then we'll head over that way. Okay. Alright, there we go. Got our oil in place. Always remember to paint your pipes the correct color. Now, we're running oil, so it is black. Okay, now also, is this even going to fill up? Looks like it is. I don't know if this is like high enough or not. And also, why is this blue? No, this cannot be blue. Why is it blue? I have no idea, to be honest with you. But also, we got another pump over here, so we should be able to pipe oil up. Yes, looks like we can. Okay, now I think we should have enough headroom for this. Also, let's go ahead and get rid of that. A little bit wasteful, but not really my problem. The residual stuff we're going to have to send to a refinery to get turned into normal. And the actual crude here, we are going to send into refineries to get turned into fuel. And this is one we actually want. So how many refineries do we need? I believe it was 60 per refinery. And this, I think, is making 120? 120 cubic meters a minute, so that means we can run 2 refineries for fuel. So we're going to be making 80 fuel, plus a bunch of residual plastic. Yeah, okay, as expected. And you know what, let's just get this out of the way. We'll deal with this later. This, for now, is going to be the straight-up fuel refinery. So let's get these placed in. Now, the real question is, are we going to be able to get this out of here without intersecting with anything? The answer is probably no, because, yeesh. This mushroom is just straight up in the way, and there's not really much I can do about it other than move everything over there, which is actually pretty tempting now that I'm thinking about it. Also, is there something down here, or is this just cliff? But also, if we did move over here, we'd have a lot more room to work with. You know what? Yeah. All right, there we go. We got our pipe over here. And the real question is, yes, we do have oil. Sweet. Okay, now I can place the power poles over here because there is a whole lot of nothing going to be going in the inputs. And there we go. Now we should be making our fuel. Sweet, and also the residual plastic. Looking pretty good to me. Okay, so that's 80 fuel per minute. And we are going to have to deal with this polymer here. Right, yeah, what are we gonna do with that? Great question, you know, great question. Because if this backfills, then the power is gonna get backfilled, right? There isn't a way, do we have a priority splitter? Is that a thing? Smart splitter. No, that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for like a priority, like I need an overflow or an underflow or something like that. That's what I need. Don't know where that's at though. But hey, look, we got some fuel, we got some polymer resin, and we'll probably just end up making, I don't know, rubber or plastic. You know, one of these. Not really sure, but we'll end up doing something with it. Or maybe just chucking it in the trash for now, because I don't want to deal with it. You know, that's actually not a terrible idea, but also, where do you make the resin into something else? Refinery? God, man, so many refineries, dude. Okay, you know what? I'm going to do it. And until I have some way to get overflow, I'm just going to send all the plastic into the sink. Now, I don't remember how much power these things take. I think it's a lot, but also I don't know if you can print out coupons anywhere. It does look like it. Okay, sweet. So Yeah, there you go. We're going to have residue getting kind of wasted, quote unquote, but actually not really, because we do need something to farm those little tickets, right? Because, you know, there's some niceties in there. Okay, but now that that's done, we can get our fluids out of here and then actually send them off into a generator. All right, now let's just go ahead and put one of these down for now. Again, I don't know the output on these, so we're just going to kind of plug this thing in once and just kind of see, right? There you go. Fluid fuel is going into here. It's idle. Interesting. Okay, well, you know what? Let's plug it into the power grid and see what happens. Okay, it is now in the power grid and it looks like it is burning. So, let's see. 20 per minute. Wow, okay, so we can run 3 of these. But I probably could overclock this. I don't have a power slug on me, but I could go get one. 20 cubic meters a minute. If I wanted to double that, it would be 40, or I just place down another one. It's probably going to be the same output. Ooh, now here's the question. If we go for 50% clock speed, it does only consume 10 per minute, and it makes 125. So it is a perfect ratio, so there really isn't a point to overclock this unless you run out of space. But in case you haven't noticed, I kind of got a whole void available, so yeah, we're going to be fine. Now, I think the real concern is going to be, do I have enough metal plates for this? And the answer is probably not, but oh well. All right, these things are pretty expensive, but that's not really a concern because I got plenty of the stuff. All right, let's go ahead and merge these together. Now, I did leave some extra space, and by extra space, I mean that way, so we can put down more refineries if we ever do get better pumps to make more of this fuel. Okay, so now this power grid over here has got, I think, what is it, 12? Nope, just 6. 6? No, 8. Ugh, mathematics. 8 coal generators and now 3 oil generators, and we have a grand total capacity of 1350, which is more than my coal setup at the main base, which is 12. That does kind of check out. Also, I think this is 750 watts in of itself, and we have more oil. Ooh, now wait a minute. I was just thinking, if I go get that other oil well, which is just an impure, we'll be getting another 60, which means we'll be getting another 40, and each one of these takes 30, so we could have 2 more, one at 30 and then one at, wait, these take 20. Hold on, mathematics again, 1 minute. Okay, 60 to 40, so we're making 80. Each one of these takes 20, so I actually can run another one of these. Good thing I caught that. There we go. Okay, so now we can actually look at the power setup. How much are we making? 1,600. This is at 1,000 megawatts. Is that a gigawatt? I'm not sure, but we have 1,000 from here, 600 from there. Actually, that should be... No, that's 600. Yeah, 600 here, 1,000 here, 1,600 total, and it doesn't even take that much to run all these anyway, because these things are completely full of the waste liquid, which I think we're going to start processing now. If we go tap into that other oil well over there, we'll get another 60, which means we can get another 40, which means we can get 1 more of these. No, 2 more. We can get 2 more. Hi, yeah. Okay, yeah, we're doing it. Now, the concern with that is I ran out of motors, so I am going to have to go back to base to get more, but I can get everything else set up first. And also, once I go back to base, I can research the fluid packager and start packaging up the waste liquid, because I think that's what I'm going to end up doing. Why is that blue? Never mind, can't even do that. I don't have motors. Let's just head back to base. We can get the research for the fluid packager. We can come back over here with more motors, more equipment, and then we can deal with the waste liquid as well, get some packaged up fuel, and then we should have an ample supply of rubber and plastic for all of our needs. And also, you know what? What did we need for that guy? I don't remember. Let's go over and take a look. And also, I do know we need power for that one over there. This needs... Is that rubber? Well, I got plenty of that. Ooh, I got plenty of that. Oh, looks like he's stuck. Idiot. All right, now we do have to go kind of quick because these stupid plants are here, but whatever. I just need to get some gas masks. Yoink. Okay, now do I have enough inventory space to take all this apart? Maybe. That looks like all of it. All right, let's go ahead and mark this off as completed, and let's head back and grab some more research and some more equipment. Oh, bro, there's one right here? How did I not see this? And this one didn't even require anything. I could have just got this at any time. It's literally right at the crater. How did I never see that? Oh my god. All right, well, let's go ahead and get started with one of these. And that's going to take forever. So, you know what? I am actually going to place a little box right under here. Also, so I can stand here without falling down. And this is where I can put all the hard drives that need to be queued up. Okay. All right, and while we're over here, let's go ahead and get this going. We need 200 pieces of plastic, 400 steel beams, and 1,000 copper foil. Luckily, we have that. You know, I think this is actually copper sheets, but it's rolled up, so that means it's a roll of foil in my mind. And there is fluid packaging, perfect for the jetpack.
Milestone reached. Avoid the embarrassment of placing liquids in your pockets only for them to spread across your suit.
Oh.
Package and unpackage them with the packager.
Bruh.
Packaging fluids allows them to be transported in your inventory, on conveyor belts, and by vehicles. For increased, non-pocket related fluid storage, you can now use the industrial fluid buffer.
Okay, that part wasn't subtitled. Now we'll probably go for Logistics Mark IV next, but of course 400 modular frames, and well, we all know the situation on modular frames, so let's just ignore that for now, and I guess head back. Okay, you know what? I have an idea. I'm gonna try it. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Oh, you can tilt them. Oh no. I'm trying to build a hypertube launcher right now. I don't know if this is a thing you can do, but it made you go faster, so we're gonna try it. Alright, well, here's the experimental player railgun Mark 1. Is this gonna work? I don't know, but it's gonna shoot me that way, and it's pointed up, so here we go. Ow. It just shot me at the ground. Alright, I had it on a wrong mode. Now it's on noodle mode, so this is Mark 2. It's pointed up. Here we go. Ugh. Okay, well, that kind of worked. And the second I hit the ground, I instantly slowed down. Okay, well, you know what? It kind of worked. I'll take it. All right, well, there's the other crude oil pump plugged in. Let's go ahead and add 2 more of those. One of them... No, actually, no. It's going to be a perfect 2 more. Okay, sweet. 1 more of these guys, 2 more of those guys, another merger, and we should be getting 1,500 power. Guess what I forgot to bring with me? Reinforced beams. Guess what I just made by hand? Reinforced beams. Steel pipes. Ugh. Yeah, and I definitely can't make those by hand. Rats. Well, I guess I didn't get everything I needed. I guess I'm going back, and I guess we're going to try to level up the pipe launcher. You know what I need to do? I need to just go around and look for Mercer spheres and then make dimensional depots for everything. I forget stuff a lot. 1 more refinery down. Next up, power. Nope. Okay, yeah, there's no way that I'm going to sit around here and craft up 30 encased steel beams. You know what I'm going to do, though? I got some space in my inventory. Let's look for some Mercer spheres. Oh, there it is.
Our instruments echo in the deep. Do they not plug the shallow threads?
Can you hear me?
Crescendo, the effigy found the key. Sing more.
I was not created for artistic purposes. I am incapable of singing.
You sing.
Noted.
What? So are you telling me that the robot lady that's been talking to me this whole time can now hear the schizophrenic voices I've been hearing this whole time? I don't think this is going well. I bet it's up there. Oh, yeah, I can... Okay. Oh, wow, we actually had a whole bunch in here. There's 14 Mercer spheres? Yeah, that's plenty. I need to use some more SAM, and I don't know if I have enough for that, but I can at least make 2 more depots. Oh, I don't have the modular frames. Okay, you know what? Whatever. We'll do it later. I'm back here at the base anyways. Let's just get what we need and go. All right, 2100 megawatt energy grid looking pretty good. Now, while I'm over here, I do have enough materials. Let's go ahead and process all of the waste liquid. Now, I don't know where to put this, so I'm probably just going to shove it back over there. The real question is, how much are we making, right? Let's see. 10 times 6, so that's 60, and 6 times 20, so 180. So pretty much exactly the amount of oil we're using for power, which I guess that does kind of check out. So we're going to need 3 of these guys, and let's just put them over here for now. I don't think I'm going to be expanding this anytime soon, so I don't really have any quarrels with just kind of shoving it in the corner, except the fact that I don't have steel pipes and I didn't get any. I do this every time. What is wrong with me? I actually don't know. Like, am I just stupid? Like, this is a genuine question. I might just be stupid, but also, I mean, I could just make some iron pipes, but how many is that? That's so much, man. I can't be You know, you want to know what I'm going to do? You want to know what I'm going to do? I'm going to build a miner over on this iron vein over here. That's crazy. 120 iron a minute. What are we going to do with this, you ask? Well, we're going to just place down an iron factory over here. And then what am I going to do with 120 iron per second? Oh, I don't know. Maybe we'll send it into a constructor and make iron pipes. Huh. Who would have thought? All right, and it does look like residual fuel makes 60 to 40. If I did have some form of overflow, I would probably just overflow plastic and rubber and then keep this as full fuel generation. But since I don't have that yet, we're just going to shove this into a packager and package it up and keep a bunch of those. Ooh, I do not know how to make the actual packages. Is that a thing you have to make? Empty canister, plastic. Okay, what are we going to do about that? I don't know. I just had a bad idea. I could totally artificially slow down the entire rubber and plastic factory if I just ran all of the outputs of this into a buffer and then into one generator. Ugh, that might be easier than setting up all of the packagers because I don't actually know how much packaged fuel I'm going to end up needing, right? And I would eventually like to have this be a full power generation source. You know what? Oh, I don't have Caterium wire. Oh, that's so far away. Oh, you know what? This is what I get. This is what I get. We're gonna have to go back again. Caterium wire acquired. And also, I bet we have a full box of Caterium. Yeah, we do. All right, well, cool. If we ever need Caterium for anything other than wires, we'll know where to go. All right, well, this is the glorious solution that I came up with for this place after I had to run back to base again. I'm just gonna put in the plastic myself into here to make these canisters, and they're gonna go shipped straight into this guy to make some fuel. And fuel is going to get pumped out from there and go into here. Now, I hope the actual fuel goes into here. It looks like it isn't because it's going into there instead. So, yoink. Okay, problem solved. Now we've got some jetpack that we can actually use. Hallelujah. Is it slow? Yes. Is it terrible? Yes. Do I actually care right now? Take a look at this thing and answer that question yourself. There we go. Plastic, rubber, whatever. Power production is pretty much done as best as it's going to get for right now. Yep, 2,850 megawatts. So now the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to run the power pole all the way back to base and plug it in. And you know what? While I'm over here, let's get some rubber and some plastic. So I don't have to run back here for the 8th time today. We got a bunch of concrete, a bunch of copper wire, and a bunch of steel beams. We should be able to make it all the way back to base. Okay, I lied. It's not power pole in time. I'm going to go grab a bunch of fuel canisters so I can actually have jetpack fuel. How am I going to access that? No harm in having a fresh sip of Fix-It sponsored water. We'll set our last power pole right up here. I tried to put the power poles on top of cliffs because why? Great question. There we go. That is our power grid. 3,500 megawatts. This will eventually drop down a little bit once those 3 byproduct ones turn off. I guess there's only 2 because there's only 2 plugged in. Whatever. Once those 2 turn off, it'll drop down to 3,000, but I think that's perfectly fine for the time being. We finally made it back. We have our new power setup. It only took 2 hours. Now we're going to tear apart the entire iron factory and we're going to redo it because the miners need to be upgraded and I need more modular frames. And also I can probably start taking apart the smart plates unless we need them for those 2 things. Now I don't actually know if I can make those yet. So why don't we just place down an assembler and take a look. I don't think I have them researched. Doesn't look like it unless they're made in something else. It might be another research that I don't have yet. Industrial manufacturing. Yeah, that's the case. Don't have the modular frames yet. That's a bit rough. This is why I'm upgrading. Okay, you know what? We're just going to assume that smart plates are not used for anything, and if they are, I'll just make more. It's not that bad. Let me get my inventory situated and tear the entire thing apart. 100,000 factories used to be here. Now it's a ghost town. That took a long time. I am shoving all of the stuff that we don't need, like all of these screws and iron ore and ingots, and also 93 rotors. Maybe we'll take those back out. But I'm just shoving all of this into the sink, and then I've moved all of the useful stuff into these boxes over here. So let's go ahead and upgrade the drills. Now, I am going to have to make sure that logistics down here is actually upgraded as well, because we're going to be making, I think, 120? Yep, 120 by 3, so that's a decent amount, you know? You can't make this up. What are you doing, man? Come on. Go! Unfortunately, we will also be needing modular frames to upgrade these miners, which, guess what? I don't have any. I wonder where they would be. Oh, wait, I know. In the torn down factory. That's where they are. Guess we're gonna have to make some again. All right, well, there's our furnaces. That was quite a long process, and I think it might be time to start thinking about making blueprints for this, because I don't want to have to place a bunch of these splitters and mergers again. But you know what? That'll have to wait probably for next time, because for now, we're just getting our iron set up. All right, now we do have to do a little bit of ratio calculation for how many modular frames and how many. The only thing that we actually need to make over here is modular frames and reinforced plates. I don't think we were making anything else. I don't think we need anything else. We've got rotors over there. We've got motors over there. We've got plates and rods over there, and screws, even though we don't use those very much. We have them. I'm pretty sure that's it. Okay, that's actually not that bad. So we need to figure out what the actual ratios are to make what we want. We've got 360 iron. Let's think about this. Modular frames are more important, and it does look like there's alternate recipes. Oh, alternate recipes! I have not been scanning them. Oh my god, I have a thing that's done, and it's been done forever. Ooh, we gotta go check, and we gotta start the next one. All right, what do you think we got? Please give me something good. What? Copper rotor or diluted packaged fuel. Right. Okay, so let's think about this. 2 normal fuel. Wait a minute. Ooh. This might actually be kind of huge. Wait, this is crazy. You don't need the packages anymore. It's just... Oh, no, it's bottled water. Oh. Okay, so we'd have to bottle up a bunch of water, and then we could shove our excess heavy residue in here. Yeah, I like this better than copper rotors, right? Because copper plates and 52 screws. Ooh, this is a nasty ratio. Yeah, I'm going with this guy. Absolutely. Jeez. All right, well, let's get these other two and get these started. 10 more minutes. All right, works for me. Yeah, wow. Okay, well, no alternate modular frame recipes, so that's all right. I've tried to explain this like 6 times, but I think I got it this time. To make 5 reinforced iron plates a minute, we need 30 iron plates, which is 45 iron, and we need 60 screws, which is 15 iron. So 60 iron will get us 5 of these. That is 2 smelters. We've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. 12 smelters, which means 6 batches, so we can make 30 reinforced plates. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to dedicate, I think, 10. 10 of them will go straight to reinforced plates, and those 2 over there we will figure out later. That is what I'll probably use to make the rods to make the modular frames, right? That does kind of make sense. So now if we were to do 2 rods there, so we'll be getting 60 rods a minute, which means we would be able to supply 15 reinforced plates, which we're making 25. So we'll have 10 extra, and we'd get 10 modular frames. I think that's actually the perfect ratio. Wow, absolute cinema, absolute cinema. The real question is, can I run 60, 120, 240? No, I cannot, so we're gonna need 2 belts. Ouch! Okay, whatever, I'll figure something out. We'll make it work. Let's build some modular frames. Actually, I just had a genius idea. Hold on. It's blueprint time. I only have to build this once, and I copy-paste it. Alright, so here's our blueprint. It is, unfortunately, quite large, and I cannot fit the assembler in because the blueprint builder is too small, but you know what? That's fine. Everything's plugged in. Everything's good to go. It's making, let's see, 15 plates, 30 screws, 30 screws, which is 60 and 30, and then you merge that together and you make your plates. Cool. So this thing works now. How do I save it? New blueprint. We're going to call this reinforced plates. Really? Reinforced plates? 5-minute reinforced plates with 60 iron a minute. We got a little icon there. Save. Okay, now, how does it work? Ah, here we go. There's a blueprints tab, and now I can just place this down, and there we have it. Okay, sweet. There you have it. Copy paste factory is in. I do not have the modular frames all merging together yet. I think I can fit in the modular frame factory over here. I might have to move that, although I bet if I go kind of that way, it would fit better. So let's try that. Also, I wonder if I can clear out the blueprint thing, because I might just want to make modular frame factory, because I have a feeling we're going to need more of them, mostly because there's the heavy modular frames. I know those are a thing, and I guarantee you they will use normal modular frames in their recipe. So let's just clear this out and we can go ahead and make a kind of tileable modular frame setup here. You know, this may not look like a very impressive blueprint if you think about it, but it is going to be really nice because I don't have to place all of this more than once, and I think that'd be a pretty nice thing to save. Also, our scan is probably done for our alternate recipe, so let's go take a look. Hopefully we get something good. If I get a modular frame recipe after I've built this entire thing, I'm going to be mad. Heavy oil residue alternate or iron wire. What? Okay, so let's see here. Oh, interesting. Ooh, wait a minute. So 30 crude oil into 40 residue and 2 polymer resin. Is that good? Wait a minute. This might be crazy. Hold on. Wait a minute. No. Maybe, am I thinking of this wrong? I must be. I think you can get more oil per oil if you do this. Am I crazy in thinking that? And right now, if you want to get oil residue, you either do 3-to-1 or 3-to-2, and this is 3-to-4, right? And you can go 6-to-4 if you want to make fuel. So if you go 3-to-4, then you get more fuel if you want to do fuel. I think. Okay, my brain hurts. I'm just going to get this one. Iron wire. Pfft. Just use copper, bruh. All right, we got 1 hard drive left, and hopefully we get something good. But I feel like we may now have to go rework our entire oil setup because I think we can make it more efficient now. Sounds like a problem for the future. It's not the future currently. Now is it? All right, there we go. Modular frame factories are in. Now we just got to make the rods. The rods are going to be easy. We just need 4 assemblers making rods merged off of these 2 guys and send them straight over. All right, there we go. That should be 15 by 4, 60 rods a minute. Each one of these fellas takes 12. 12 times 5 is 60, and that is 10 modular frames per minute. Much better. That's actually going to be usable for once. I don't think I ever upgraded the drills, did I? Yep, okay, so that's why we're not getting a lot of iron reserves right now. We just need some modular frames to upgrade those. So we're gonna have to wait just a little bit for the factory that should be producing twice as fast to actually produce something. Okay, well, that's okay. That gives me a little time to do some general cleanup stuff. Oh, like go to the MAM and get our last alternate recipe of the day. Hopefully something great. Interesting, very, very interesting. Coated cable with heavy oil residue or alternate iron ingots. You can double your iron output if you have a bunch of limestone in the area, or you send a bunch of oil residue to cover your cables. Truth be told, this is pretty nice, but I think I'm going to go with this one just so we can stretch out iron. I don't know if there's going to be a huge use for limestone, so I feel like having more uses is better. So let's go with that. All right, I said there's some pretty good alternate recipes we got today. Anyways, you think we have enough modular frames to do literally anything yet? Okay, so that should increase our iron output to what it's actually supposed to be, 10 modular frames and 10 reinforced plates per minute. But anyways, last things last, let's just go ahead and get everything merged together. These 2 can go into a storage container, that can go into a storage container, and we will be good to go. All right, there we have it, modular frames and reinforced plates in some nice little storages. Now I did use the double tall storages because they have more capacity. Eventually I'll hook these up to a dimensional depot, and I also have a way to move things out if I ever need to, such as the instance right here where we need to plug in the versatile frameworks again so we can continue to make these space elevator parts. Okay, there we go. I think that is going to do it for this episode. This one's gotten really, really long for me. Probably not for you because there is no way I'm going to be just shoving a bunch of building into the episode because that's going to be boring. This probably just appeared in front of you. Anyways, that's going to be it for this episode. And next time, I think we're probably going to try to research the next 2 space elevator components and maybe try to build them. They look like they're going to be pretty expensive, so we may have to figure out a way to get our plastic parts from all the way over there, all the way over here. And I bet we'll use trains for that, but we'll have to see if we can get that far next time. Goodbye.